Swear. Oh. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to figure out Instagram. It seems like Instagram changes, I swear, every week. And I don't know. I don't even be knowing. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, good morning, y'all. I'm back. Good morning. Hey, Ash. I'm back from... Good morning, Savannah. What is up? Hello. Oh, my goodness. So I wrote down a list of stuff that I had to talk to you guys about. Yeah, and I want to do my check-in with you guys, see how you guys are doing, where you guys are. If you guys have questions, my eyebrows, I actually need to get them touched up and they need to be plucked. You really can't tell. I need to get them touched up. Good morning, Birth Sparks or Birth Parks Doula Services. Good morning, y'all. Hi, Taryn. Look at me speaking to everybody. Okay, focus, Tracie. Y'all gotta help keep me focused because like my focus is limited. So I don't even think I've been back 48 hours. I got back. I was in Costa Rica for 8 days, you guys, and what an experience. I was on my honeymoon, but I was also doing it's like a relocation. I'm in my Black planning, but I'll get to that later. And I love you for spelling my name right. I really do. And people don't like, I'm so picky about my name spelling because people take that for granted, like, because Tracie can be spelled any kind of way. And sometimes people take the liberty to spell it however they want to spell it. But when y'all take the time to actually write it out, because it's not common, the IE, I appreciate that. So that never goes unrecognized. What do you mean me too? Okay, y'all got to help keep me focused. Don't, because I suffer from lack of paying attention. My boobs look so big. Anyway, okay. I'm trying to look, and my iPad wasn't working. I wanted to go. I mean, it's working, but I don't know what I was doing. It wouldn't let me go live on my iPad. You're right, Ashley, right. I have a friend named Ashley, and she spells her name in such a unique way. Okay. So in Costa Rica, and when I tell you guys, and I was on the Caribbean side, I went on the, right. Thank you. Focus, Tracie. Please, y'all, just keep me. Okay. But I was on the Caribbean side, and I purposely went on the Caribbean side because I didn't want to be in a heavily gringo area that was gentrified, that was heavily gentrified, that was, had the westernized, colonized feeling. I went, purposely over there. So it was very rural. And them titties said, child, no, they not. Look at them. Trying to focus. See, focus. Don't. Y'all, I need you to help hold me accountable. Y'all not doing good. But I did that for a reason. And we had a beautiful time there. But while I was there, my brain just never turns off. And I can speak from a place that I'm in, but I'm also speaking from a place of like the way the world is moving. And I know there's a lot here, as we all know, we're experiencing a lot going on in America. And I want us as Black and brown people to be able to better put ourselves in position of empowerment and influence as it pertains to being birthing professionals and what it means. So I started thinking over over my career expansion and what I loved about this work and what it has allowed me to do. Okay. And so what that means is the beautiful thing about being a birth professional, and please hear me when I say this, you guys, and it means so much, And I need you to hear me and hear me clearly, because the way the world is moving, not the world in particular, but in particular to the United States, is the beautiful thing about this work is you can take it anywhere. That is the beautiful thing about this craft. And I want you guys to not just think anymore locally. I want you guys to think globally. Okay. I don't want you to think anymore. And I know there are some of us who are in that mindset, but now, and I don't want you guys to think from a community mindset globally. So it's community, globally. I don't want you to think that way. I want you to think in a sense, like, how can you think from a global, not, for a lack of a better word, corporate mindset. Now, the beautiful thing about this work is you can take it anywhere. The way the United States is moving I'm going to put it to you the way that somebody said it, and they operate. Hey, Lakeisha, I'm so proud of you and all the placenta work you're doing up there in Rochester. I love you so much. I just appreciate every time you post and I see it. And knowing that I taught you that. Okay. Focus, Tracie, is that you can take this work anywhere. I don't want us anymore to be in a fear, in a place of fear and feeling like we are stuck here. And because this is what we know, I need us to change the way we operate in this business. So I'm going to give myself as an example. When I transitioned, when I launched, or when I created the NBDA in 2017, I created it from a place of, where are all the Black doulas? It was like a real simple question. October 25th, I will never forget it. I was in my shower, October 25th, 2017, and then I went and bought the domain. And I will never forget that. That was the day I launched the NBDA. Now, that was 17 years into my career. But I began prior to that, probably two to maybe 2.5 years prior to that, working online. I began transitioning myself online. Not that I wasn't working directly with clients, because I was still having that interpersonal connection, that working with clients, that I was still doing all of that too. But I began diversifying my work to where I can take my computer, I can take my devices, and I can work from anywhere on this globe. And I want us, and this is also the reason why I've launched, part of the reason why the NBDA worldwide is expanding. So you'll start to see now NBDA worldwide. And what that is meaning is that we are going to have doulas throughout the world. And I want us as birthing professionals or birthing practitioners, and I say that in the realm of midwives, doulas, pelvic floor therapists, massage therapists, acupuncturists, any profession that works with birthing bodies, herbalists, placenta practitioners. This is how you can work and serve the community, serve the world, serve the globe from a universal aspect. Please, when I tell you, begin to diversify, in a sense, your portfolio in this profession. This country, the United States, doesn't give a shit about you. And I don't know, and please put it in the comments. I don't know how y'all feel, but please put it. I'm tired. I'm not about to continue to prove my worth to them. I already know how valuable Tracie is. So if you're all tired, please put in the chat, I'm tired. I need to see that. And I need to know who is also exhausted from dealing with the ways of this society, of this of this systematic racism that is built in this country. And it's built in from an educational standpoint, it's built in from an economic standpoint, it's built in from a housing standpoint, it's built in from come on now, I said economics, so that's banking. It's medical standpoint. It's just built in everywhere. It's meant to suppress us. And as Black and brown people, we are it. We are. So what I'm saying to you guys is, I know there are a lot of people who are trained in multi areas in this field. And I know a lot of you guys have gotten your training through the NBDA. Continue to get your training. Like we offer from sex doula to fertility to placenta encapsulation to birth and postpartum. And we're going to bring out another aspect too soon, hopefully before the end of this year. And I say that because I want you guys to be able to take your profession and your craft anywhere on this globe and serve people. And I want you to be able to be happy and fulfilled in your spirit and your soul in doing it. Am I making sense, you guys? Please tell me if I'm making sense, because it's no longer, we can't do the us against each other. That's why I don't fuck around with all of that negative energy, because I don't have time for that. I don't live my life in a space of negativity. I don't have time to put out negative energy towards anybody else, because karma is real and she come for everybody. And I just don't want her coming for me in that regard. All the karma that I'm getting and putting out, I need the shit to be good. Okay. Because when karma come back, if you mean anybody, any kind of ill will, if you send anybody any kind of negative energy, that shit comes back to you 10 times fold. So it's time that it's about coming together, uniting in one mentality and strategy, and no longer feeling like you are a tree rooted in the ground and pigeonholed, and you can't move and you can't pivot. You are the master of your life. You are the master of you. You own you. You are you. You dictate you. And honestly, I swear on everything that I love, I believe that Black people who have a $1 trillion buying power in this country all need to take their motherfucking dollars and get the fuck out the United States. Watch this bitch crumble. For real. That is how I feel. That is how I feel. And I know there'd be corporate people on here watching me, and I know it'd be like, media on here watching me, and that is the fuck how I feel. And I feel that way because we are the essence and the fabric of this place. But at the same time, they browbeat us, they beat us, they take and they steal, and it becomes such a poisonous place for us to be able to exist and thrive in a place where we are in an abusive relationship. And I just refuse to deal with it anymore. Okay. So yes, the fall, if you, come on now, come on, Serenity. Baby, when I tell you, if you guys are not paying attention, you need to wake up and pay attention. There is no food shortage in the rest of the world. Like, that is the shit the propaganda is. When I tell you the world is living off of abundant resources, when I tell you the world is living off of, they're looking at the United States, like, are you guys not really taking care of your citizens? Our babies are getting killed. And I have a whole agenda of what I'm gonna talk to y'all about today. But if you look at what's happening, it's happening with the overturn of Roe v. Wade. Our babies are getting killed in these gun laws, and it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And then they with the propaganda, they continually pump fear into you to where they make you become fearful and think as if you can't go nowhere else, and it's like this everywhere else. And I promise you, no, it's not. And what I will say is, it does have an influence, but the impact isn't as great. But if we start moving in a communal mindset, not necessarily together physically, but in a communal mindset of like, oh yeah, this is some bullshit. The way this country was founded, it has no choice but to fail. Okay, the way this country was founded, it has no choice but to fail. And you can stay here and be a part of the failure or not. And that is a personal choice. I'm just saying, I just choose not to. And I don't want you guys to either. And what I will say is the beautiful thing about this work is you can take it anywhere. The beautiful thing about this work is it is recession proof, you guys. People will always continue to have babies. People will always have sex. People will always want to procreate. People will, mass exodus is happening. It's not even coming. It's here. It's here. It's here. When I tell you the mass exodus of, there are brown people returning back to their home countries. There are Black folks getting the fuck out. And the more and more of what's happening is, I just want you guys to be able to set up your business infrastructure to be able to do so. Now, that is a whole undertaking and a process within itself. And I want you guys to be able to have the adequate training to do so. I want you guys to be able to be under the NBDA umbrella, NBDA worldwide umbrella, so you have the necessary certified backing or the necessary backing to be able to support you to do so. And I can't speak because I'm living it, you guys. And when I speak from a place of passion, I never ever tell you guys anything that I haven't experienced or that I'm doing myself. I don't ever operate in a place of I'm selling y'all some bullshit. I don't, because I don't know how to do that. I'm not fake. I'm not phony. I don't know how to be anybody else but me. I'm always going to speak from a place of experience. So I almost feel like, Tracie, you late, like for real. Right. Breathe, Tracie. That is how passionate I feel. I don't want us to be left out. I don't want us to fall. I don't want us to fail. I don't want us to be left behind and continue to deal with this fucking abusive relationship with America anymore. The beautiful thing, again, about this profession is that you can take it anywhere. You can operate anywhere on the globe with it. That is the beautiful thing about this work. And that is what I loved about, like, I can do this anywhere. Like, I can do this anywhere. So when I was in Costa Rica, when I tell y'all I had like the midwife in me kind of almost resurge, I was like, ooh, girl, where you been? Like, for real. I was like, ooh, Tracie, like, you would really consider catching babies again? Like that. When I tell you she been so dormant, like for real, for like the last, ooh, God. My last baby that I caught is 18 years old. That's how long ago, like, or how long she's been dormant in my life. Like, for real. Okay. So, not saying I'm about to bring her back, but, and that's when I realized that's the beautiful thing. So I want you guys to take a real sincere, introspective look at where you are and what you want out of your life, and how you can be just as impactful and position yourself to be of global impact, okay? Global impact. Global. And I don't want us to think local. I don't want us to think national. I want us to think universal. I want us to think global. And what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to look at, and I'm going to actually, now that I'm talking and I'm thinking, I'm going to actually have to, because there's an agency who reached out to the NBDA who I'll be teaching a doula business masterclass for. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to open it up to the general public. And I'm doing this because I want you guys to be able to put yourself to be a global commodity. Okay. Am I making sense? Okay. Am I making sense, y'all? I want you guys, because healers are everywhere. We ain't going nowhere. Healer's been here from the beginning, and we're going to be here until the end. So with that being said, but there's a way to get things done, from a business infrastructure standpoint to where you can stand it. Okay. You have to be able to have the system in place to be able to do so. And that is what I want for us. I want you to, if you need to get more training, train with us. Our trainings are amazing. Our instructors are amazing. We are, and a matter of fact, I got to go back again to the drawing board, making sure our shit is tight. Hey, Jasmine, making sure our shit is tight. And there are things that are changing. And with NBDA worldwide, when I tell you I'm putting the systems are already in place for the NBDA. I already got the shit in place. So all I'm gonna do is give y'all my shit. That's honestly what the fuck I'm getting ready to do. You can sign up when I release it. You can sign up or not. But fuck this bullshit. I have such a limited vocabulary because I'm pissed. I'm pissed and I'm passionate. And I don't understand why you can't operate in fear. Fear should be your fuel. When I don't feel fear, then the shit ain't right. Because I move through fear every damn day. So, and I get rejected every damn day. So fear and rejection should never be a reason to stop. Because I move through the shit all the time. If I don't feel it, then something ain't right. If I don't feel fear, then I ain't doing it. Because I need to have someone say I did that. Or I overcame that. Or I conquered that. Or I got that shit. You understand where I'm going with this? So, look at where you are. Look at what you're doing. Look at how you can grow. Look at where you want to go. And I want you guys to pick a minimum of 4 places on this globe. And I want you guys to begin to seriously do your research. Like for real. Because when I tell you I am in the same fucking process, actually I'm already like doing it. And the mass exodus is happening. And when I tell you Black and brown people, primarily Black folks, when our buying power in this country is $1.6 trillion, like for real. Do I need to repeat that? So that means we are giving our dollars to an infrastructure, again, that is not serving us. What the fuck sense does that make? That sounds like somebody who is in an abusive relationship with someone, and they constantly giving they all, begging and hoping that they change, and they don't. That's mental illness. That's the definition of insanity. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Get the fuck out of there. That's where I'm at. So, yeah. I knew no matter what I did, if it's through my artistry or through this work, I knew without a shadow of a doubt that my purpose here in this lifetime was to change the lives of women, primarily women globally. I knew that. I didn't know how that was going to shape. I didn't know in which facet it was going to come, but I knew it was global. And I've known that for a very, very long time. And I'm very fortunate that the NBDA, has the reach that it does. Oh, Serena, Joy, that is you. I didn't even realize it was you. So does anybody have any questions? I got to get back on track, but I just needed to take time to tell you guys that, because it's enough. It is enough. And people who follow me personally on my personal platforms, I have been moving in this. Like, I've literally been moving in this way. I've been teaching this. I've been speaking this. I've been saying this. I've been giving tips to this. I mean, I've been saying this and I've been doing this. So how can you set your business up as a birthing professional to be recession proof? Seriously, because it is. It is. That's the beautiful thing about this work. People will always continue to have babies. They will. They will always continue to have babies. People will, and the beautiful thing about the way the world is going, it is reverting back to what's natural. It has realized what's been sold and told to us is killing us, and it does not work. So everything is going back to what works, which is natural, holistic way of living and being. Okay? That is what's happening. And you can be a part of that movement. You are a part of that movement. And I don't want us, especially our family at the NBDA, to not have the necessary reach that we deserve. And trust me when I tell you, Tracie is doing everything to make sure our shit is global. And the first thing I did was I put my attorney on that shit. Like, for real. I was not playing. I am not playing. I'm not playing. I'm like, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I want. This is what, and they were like, all right, we'll set it up. Let us know. Thanks, Joy. Like, that's what I was like for real doing. And Don't get caught up in the bullshit, you guys. If you are caught up in bullshit, you are not working. If you're getting caught up in bullshit and mess, you are fucking up your trajectory, and you are changing the trajectory of your purpose. So you don't have time for it. So I'm gonna leave that right there, and y'all can do with it what you want to do with it. Okay? But be careful. Be careful where you exert your energy. Be careful where you exert your energy. Be careful where you give your money. Be careful where you give your time. And I mean that. I mean that wholeheartedly. Because when I tell you shit is for real, how come that did not pin? I thought that comment pinned. So let me get back to my list, because I talked about what I love about this work, the fact that this work is global. We are not confined to one place. People will always continue to have sex. People always want to procreate and grow their families. That is a beautiful thing. The beautiful thing about this work is this work has expanded to all facets, meaning that there's bereavement, there is abortion and stillbirth and miscarriage doulas, there is sex and intimacy coach doulas, there are placenta practitioners, there are birth and postpartum, there's, fertility doulas, they can be, except for placenta, pretty much all online. Granted, some like birth and postpartum are the most impactful, obviously in person, but you can put yourself in a position of however you want to design your business. I want you guys to be able to be mobile and to be able to take the life that you deserve anywhere. And some of y'all out there on some fuck shit, and when I say the life that you deserve, I'm just gonna leave that right there too. But some of y'all be on like be about that life and be about like, how can I leave such an imprint on this place and space called Earth that I've done my job and I've made somebody else's life better. And when I tell you, your life is not going to get better until you begin to make somebody else's life better. I'm gonna say that again. And that is also one of the fabrics of the NBDA. How do I make by my little self or my big self and what I know and what I've done and what I do, how can I make your life better? How can I expand your knowledge? How can I expand your reach? How can I expand how people know about you? How can I help you? That's when your life gets better. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? You guys can drop questions in the chat. If you guys want to come on live really quick with me, you guys are totally open to do so. So just let me know, just request to go live. Many different ways of working in this business. I mentioned that. Not getting stuck in one place, because the world is changing. These are my notes, y'all. Because most of the time, I never write notes. All the time I got to talk. I just talk off the top of my head. But when I tell you, I was like serious about what I needed to cover today. So serious about what I needed to cover today. And I did not want to get caught up and miss anything. I want us to just get out of the abusive relationship. When I tell you Black women are leaving this country because they do not want to give birth in this country, like, that's how real the shit is. Black women are leaving this country because they feel safer to give birth in other places. Like, when I heard that, they're like, I'm not giving birth in the United States. It broke my heart, but I also was like, yes. Like, that's it. Like, because when there's people like me who have been doing the work, and when I tell you, us OGs are tired as fuck. We's tired, boss, like for real, for real. So, and when I say OGs, I mean, you've been in this shit about 10 years or 10 years up. Okay. And when you've been in this shit 15 years and up. Okay. Yep. We tired. So how do we, I don't want you guys to be able to wait to live, but also not be able to fulfill your life's desire of work and live, and how you want to serve. There's a way that you can do both and not being stuck in an abusive relationship with this country. Okay. From the gun laws to Roe v. Wade to Western medicine as it pertains to birth in this country, or Western medicine not believing that we feel pain, and it's a slow change. And when I tell you, I cannot forget when I was on a midwife, when I was apprenticing as a midwife, and this was a long time ago days, and sitting filling out insurance forms, hoping for reimbursement. It's just now. It's being able to see the change now is like, we've been working on this shit for years. Okay. Okay. So let me get back on my talking points. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Do you guys understand what I am saying? Make sure that if you are not a member of the NBDA, become one. And that normally I don't be pushing our membership. Become a member. The reason why I say this is because, number one, I know who in the fuck is paying attention. I know who in the fuck I'm having conversations with. I know who's knocking at my door. And when I tell you, they are not small players at all by any means necessary. Just take my word. Have I lied to you before? That means I'm not going to start. Okay? If you are not, just get the bare minimum membership, $19.99 a month. That's it. You can pay an annual membership and save 20%. I think it's 15 or 20%, and it's like $203. The reason why I say that is because I know who is knocking at. Let me say this about me. I never go to anybody asking anybody for shit. Ever. And when I tell you the corporations that are paying attention to the NBDA, it's because they know what the fuck we doing. And they know what we're about. And I cannot, and some of the stuff, I can't even say because it's not in black and white yet. I mean, if Tracie hasn't seen it in black and white, that means I ain't saying shit. Meaning if I don't see it in a contract, if they ain't putting up no contracts I'm not saying shit. But the kind of meetings that I'm having and the stuff that I'm doing, it is of influence and power. So if you are not a member of the NBDA, do something to get your business seen. Please invest in yourself, because from the media to the major Fortune 500 corporations to the insurance companies that are scouring. When I tell you scouring our website is real. And if I were to name drop, you will be like, oh my God. And I'm not a name dropper because that shit doesn't impress me. What impresses me is putting the dollars behind it. What impresses me is really investing into Black and brown businesses when it pertains to birth work and saving our lives. I don't give a fuck how many emails and meetings and shit I have. That shit don't mean nothing to me until I see actual put your money where your mouth is. That's how I work. But do something. Because when I tell you, we get emails be like, oh yeah, they found us on the NBDA website. Do whatever it is to invest in yourself, to become a member of the NBDA, because even a quarter of one birth will pay for your annual membership. Because let's just say you charge, and this is on the low end, $750 for a birth client. Okay. So you drop your questions in the question box, Miss Dimples. One, and I got something for our birthing people too. I got something for y'all. So stay tuned. So don't hang up. Stay with me. When I tell you they are paying attention, and I want you guys to be in the best position forward, because when I tell you that's what I'm doing, I'm making sure we are in the best position forward. Okay. invest in yourself, invest in your bit. If you need a mentor, and I might open up my mentorship again, but when I tell you I'm a good mentor, but I'm not cheap. And it's because I know what the fuck I'm doing, and I have my own company to just check my receipts. You know, and I do, and I need people who are really about it, because I want you guys to be of a global impact and change. And I would rather you guys not reinvent the wheel, because inventing the wheel is hard as fuck. And when I tell you, folks ain't got no grace, they don't. Okay. So I would rather you just slide right in under the umbrella that I've built, so you ain't got to do it. So when people are scouring, when I tell you scouring, like for real, they are scouring the NBDA website, trying to find like, okay, how do we recreate this, or how do we align ourselves with this? And the major Fortune 500 companies and insurance companies and media are like, okay, we want to align ourselves. So seriously. If you go on our website and if you look for fertility doulas, and our website is pinned below, you can find fertility doulas, you know, and they work. The beautiful thing about a fertility doula is they can work anywhere. So they don't have to be, you know, in your geographic region. Okay. And you can find them on our website, and they have their specialties listed. On our doulas on our website, and then you don't have to be a doula to be listed on our website. We have midwives on our website. Our longest practitioner, who is now a teacher and who's also a mentor, is Dr. Juan. So you don't have to be just a doula. You can actually, or only a doula, or a doula at all. You can be a holistic practitioner to be listed on our website for your business to be found. But if you are looking to get pregnant at 46, that's a whole undertaking within itself, and you need to make sure, yes, we provide. If you go on our website, we have fertility. As a matter of fact, I'm doing a fertility doula training. Did I list it already? Joy, can you go check to see if I listed but there are fertility doula trainings. I teach them. Ashley teaches them. Me and Ashley will teach them, but I have one coming up I think I have one coming up. If I didn't, I've been meaning to list one. I think I got something for you, Ashley. Yeah. So, another thing, so now I'm about to speak to our pregnant people, our people who are choosing to get pregnant. And I'm speaking specifically to our people in Georgia. We have 600 for our Georgia Mama Care people. I need you guys to tag and share this live. I don't even be asking for shit. I swear I don't. But when I tell you, I need you guys to tag and share this live. Please. We have 600 spaces for our Georgia Mama Care program. That is our partnership or our alignment with Baby Alive or Baby Live program. That's free, that we need filled up by 600 birthing people. What does this mean? It means that you can get in that program and speak to our NBDA doulas in Georgia. You can schedule a time to speak with them, and it is completely paid for, you guys. It is free. What I'm going to do after this is over, I think, Brandy, you are on here. Thanks, Joy. I'm going to pin this one too. Brandy, you are on here. Drop the link in here. Brandy Bishop, and she's one of our Georgia doulas who is a part of the Georgia Mama Care. We have 600 spaces for pregnant people that we need to have filled up. It is completely free. You can get in there. You can connect with our doulas. You can talk to them. You can schedule an appointment to meet with them. It is paid for. You do not have to pay it. This is for our Georgia mamas. I'll share it in the Insta stories too. I'll make sure hey, Khalifa, I'll share it in the Insta. I'll keep this live and I'm gonna share it in the Insta stories too. But we have 600 spaces in the Georgia Mama Care program for birthing people, that if you know somebody who is pregnant and who needs support during their pregnancy, please Please, I keep tagging and pinning these comments. Please share this live with them. When I tell you, that means there's 600 people that we can help for free in Georgia. 600 birthing people in the state of Georgia that we can help with the NBDA for free. Please share this live. Tag them in it. I'm sure somebody knows somebody that's pregnant and needs support and needs help. And I'm not saying free doula services. It's just like they can get on, they can ask questions, they can connect with our doulas who are a part of the Georgia Mama Care program. And it's completely paid for, y'all. They don't have to pay for it. Okay. So make sure that we want to get the information out. We want to get those 600 spaces filled up. There's another major announcement happening. What's today's date? I think it's next week. Yeah, next week on the 20th. And I'm going to say this too. For the next major announcement that's happening next week that I already know about, if you are in the state of Illinois, Indiana, and Louisiana, you want to be a part of the NBDA. For real. I'm going to say that again. If you are in the states of Illinois, Indiana, or Louisiana, you want to be a part of the NBDA. There is another major announcement that is happening next week that you will be able to benefit from by being a part of the NBDA if you are a doula in those states. If you are a Black and brown doula in those states, Indiana, Illinois, and Louisiana. Thank you, Brandy. Yeah. Who wants to go live? Who is this? I can't accept. It's not allowing me to accept. I don't know if T-Boss meant to go live. Does anybody have any questions for me? Does anybody have any questions for me? And I hope what I had to say today or what I've said today, y'all get it. I don't want us to continue to be in a place of not getting the life, creating the life that we deserve. Yes, it's all virtual. T-Boss, were you trying to go live? I don't know. Sometimes it accepts, sometimes it don't. I don't even know. If you have a question, just drop your question in the question box. Make sure, because I do want to answer all the questions on here before I get off. So if you have questions for me, you guys, the NBDA, yes, we train. Joy, can you drop our website, our trainings? Yes, I asked you if it's necessary to be a certified. No, you do not have to be certified to be a member of the NBDA. What you do have to do is you have to provide proof of training. So you have to have completed your training. So training verification. Girl, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy you're here too. And if you are, we have members in Canada, but if you are across the pond or any other country, join. And if you are having difficulties joining from another country, if you are in the Caribbean, if you are in Mexico, if you are in Central and South America, let us know. We will support you through that process. Thanks, Joy. Joy, actually, can you drop the membership link? I'm sorry. Yeah. You don't have to be, and another thing about the NBDA, you don't have to be trained through us to be a member. That's another thing. I know other companies and organizations and things like that, you have to be trained through them. You don't. You don't. But we do have you, complete the membership process. And then we also have you sign a code of ethics. So we want to make sure that I live in New York, thinking about moving to Georgia. Okay. We have you sign a membership, a code of ethics. We just want to make sure that you are moving, in good faith, that you are moving in good faith in the community, that you are servicing your clients well, that you are servicing your peers well, that you are doing that accordingly. Hey, Kaden. Hold on. Do you think it is a disadvantage if you are only a postpartum doula as opposed to a full spectrum doula? Absolutely not. I do think postpartum doulas should also be CLCs or IBCLCs, because when you are working with postpartum bodies, they are, and then I also think postpartum doulas should be a placenta practitioner or work in close proximity with a placenta practitioner. The reason why I think they should have those additional trainings is because people are breast or chest feeding or are having difficulties in that area. A postpartum doula should also know a postpartum doula who is also a licensed mental health therapist, and a postpartum doula should let me see, licensed mental health therapist. They should also know a placenta practitioner, but no, you don't have to be a full spectrum doula at all. No. Thanks, Joy. No. And let me get this. In the full spectrum usually is like what it's termed as somebody who does birth and postpartum, but people have expanded it to be fertility and birth and postpartum. Don't rush your training. Make sure you're also getting the adequate necessary experience that you need to grow, because people can be certified, but they cannot have actual practical experience. And it's going to be the practical experience that is going, or be trained and or certified, but it's the practical experience that is really going to grow you. And also making sure that you get in, you're welcome, get in under a great. That's why I think the NBDA, and I mean, not that it's because I created it, but I mean, I don't stand alone. There's a ton of the people who help run, not a ton, but we're small but mighty, who are behind. And when I tell you, baby, people are, I want you guys to be in a position of power. And another thing, I want you guys to be in a position of power. And I think when I do the master class or the training or whatever I do on the business infrastructure, I'm going to speak about the difference between setting up a corporation and also having a 501c3. And some people run a 501c3, some people are corporate, some people are sole proprietorship. I will speak on all of that, but I'm going to go into great lengths about it and what the advantages and disadvantages to both are, because there's pros and cons to it all. So it just depends on how much how you want to move. New York is the Shark Tank with the client. Yeah, I'm sure. Hold on. Tips for transitioning from a 9-to-5 to a full-time doula work. Okay, with little to no experience. So let me tell you now, tips on transitioning. Number one, you want to offer backup services to a doula who is out there. Get in community with somebody who is of great influence in your geographic region, if this is what you want to do. Get into community with somebody who is of great influence and impactful in their community. Meet with them, take them out for coffee, say, I would like to offer this for you if you ever need. Here's my information. I would like to support you, and don't take nothing. Offer. Okay. And they will be like, oh, I don't need it right now. Oh, I don't. Trust me, they will. And I remember my longtime friend and mentor, she was like, Tracie, have you ever used a backup? I was like, no. She was like, trust me, you will. Trust me, you will. There will come a time when you'll be sick, you'll be at another birth, you'll be tired, you'll be something. And when I tell you, that is how I came back into the field in 2012. I started out, with my friend. I was like, she just was a beast. She's continued to still be a beast in the field. And I was like, I'll be your backup. And it grew my business so much to where I couldn't even do a backup for her anymore, because my company grew so fast when I came back into the field as a full-time doula in 2012. I don't work directly with clients anymore. I am retired from birth. I run the NBDA, and I do other things, but primarily I do run the NBDA, but I retired from birth, officially in 2019, 2020. Oh, thank you. Hey, Janae. But get yourself under somebody who is of great influence in your geographic region if you are looking to transition from full-time 9 to 5 into full-time doula work. Then when you offer to be a backup to them, and it could be one person, it could be two people, but make sure that you stand true to your word and you show up when they call you and you do your absolute best. And when I tell you do your absolute best, you make sure you have a business card or something on you, and you do your absolute best for their client. And what that means is not only will the client recognize you, let me tell you what happens, also will the doctor or midwife who delivers the baby. Then they will ask you, the doctor or midwife will be like, oh my God, you are great. Can we have your information? Even the nurses you will give them your card. What will happen and this happened to me several times, is I did the backup for her clients who had their first baby. They had their second baby and was like, oh, we want Tracie. Okay, that is how you begin to transition from full-time, 9 to 5 into, and that is the most surefire way to get your name out there, get connected in the community, and just do your absolute best. Great customer service and being treated well is such a lost art form in this country that people are used to being treated like shit. So if you treat somebody absolutely well, they are just like, oh my God, thank you so much for treating me so well. I want to continue to work with you. I want to, tell my friends and family about you because you treated me so well. So get good at great customer service, get good at great follow through and great follow up. Get great at that because people are used to being treated like shit. They are. And it's so unfortunate and it pisses me off. And it pisses me the fuck off because you should not be used to subpar service. You shouldn't. But as people of color, as women, as Americans, we are used to fucking shit in this country. And with that being said, when you treat somebody well, they are so grateful to experience you that they cannot help but want to experience that again. For real. You want to be impactful in work? Fucking get good at treating people well. That's why when people are like, oh, Tracie, somebody is doing this and this or trying to come for your company, their company is a piece of shit. And I know this for a fact because folks bring shit to me. I don't ask for shit. I don't ask for how this person doing over there or how they doing. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care because I know trash, and trash makes it, people talk about trash. So when you get great at customer service and treating people well, treat people well, treat people nicely, treat people like you want to be treated, give people grace and kindness. Give people grace and kindness. And when they experience you, they're going to want to experience you time and time again. And then what's going to happen is then you are going to be so influential, impactful in your geographic region that you'll be able to expand further. And what does that mean? It's like, oh my God, I can't take all these verses on. I got to expand my company. I got to create an agency, or I got to create, a collective. Oh my God, this isn't even enough. I got to explain. Do great work. And it's so bad that I have to emphasize that. It's so bad that I have to emphasize that. It's so bad that I have to emphasize doing great work. And I fuck up. I mean, you're going to mess up. Don't be afraid of failure. That's another thing I see. People are so afraid of failing. Why? Fail. Learn your lesson, because that's where the lesson lies. I'd be like, can I hurry up and learn this lesson so I can move on? For real. Don't be afraid to fail, because that's where the growth is. The challenge is where the triumph comes in. Don't be afraid of that. We have got to stop. And this is why I hate the American school system, because they have gotten us in the condition of you have to be an A student all the time, because if you get an F, which means fail, that means you're not good. No, it just means that you have a lesson to learn. No, that's it. It felt turn that. We have to unlearn the way that we have to retrain our brain. Don't be afraid of, I love failure. It just sounds so weird to say. Like failure and fear are my friends. They are. It's like, oh, failure means like, oh, okay, I need to learn something. What do I need to learn? What can I learn from this? What can I take away? Become introspective. Okay, I got it. I won't make that mistake anymore. I got it. I need to correct this. Fear means, oh, so why am I getting these butterflies? It must mean I need to overcome this. I need to conquer this. I need to do this. Stop. It's the baby. When I tell you, I'm so over this shit. I'm over the fuck shit of this country. I cannot. And I say that with such emphasis because I keep getting my ass, I'm getting my ass up the fuck up out of here. And there's a way that you can do it to where you can continue to be successful globally. That doesn't mean you stop your impact here in the US or your state or your city. It doesn't mean that. It just means your reach is broader. That's it. That's all. And some people may just want to stay local, and that is fine. There is no judgment there. Some people just want to be in their community, and that's great. That's fine, because we need those people too. But there are some people like, no, this shit, I need to grow. I need to expand. My wings are wide and I need to spread them. Whatever it is, there is a place for you to fit in. That's all I'm saying. And so in doing that, there's an unlearning process that needs to happen. Number one unlearning process that needs to happen is we have got to stop being afraid to fail. We have got to stop being afraid to fail. We have got to stop being afraid of fear. And we have got to master the art of great customer service. We have got to be a forever student. We have got to be a forever student. And in doing so, when you open yourself up to being a forever student, you are always receptive to learning. And then you're better off, your family is better off, your company is better off, just folks are better off because you made the decision to put yourself in a place of being better. That's it. And deconditioning yourself. Are you a mentor? Yes, I do. I do mentor. I don't have it up. I do mentor, but like I said, I'm not actually. Am I? It's up. I do mentor. It's just I'm not cheap. I'm not cheap. But I am. I just have to decide how I want to. I'm holding back my mentorship because I have to decide how I want to do it. A lot of people want mentors in the doula realm, but. Yeah, I mean, that's what I can do. But I'm most impactful in overall business infrastructure. And the reason why I said it is because I can deliver a baby or do a birth completely in my sleep because birth is second nature to me. Birth is like breathing. But where we fail and where we lack as BIPOC people or Black Indigenous people of color is business acquisition and infrastructure, and also learning how to market and the corporate mindset behind that. That's where my expertise is. If you are looking for somebody who is a doula mentor, then I advise you go on our website. And you go on our website, blackdoulas.org, and you go under, I think, mentors or something like that, and you will find our mentors under there. They're great. They're absolutely great. And there are some who are great with business infrastructure too. But my expertise where I shine is business development. It is. And the reason why I do that is because I want to make sure that because we can no longer continue to pour from empty cups. And I get tired and I try to pull back saying all of that because I feel like, okay, I've said that enough. Thanks, Joy. I've said that enough. But what happens is apparently I'm not saying it enough anymore. So, because you also have to know how to attract and then how to funnel and cipher through clients. And then once they become your client, you also have to know how to do great customer service and how to understand birth philosophy and all of that. And if you want to work in postpartum, and if you want to work in fertility, and if you want to work in sex, and if you want to work as a placenta practitioner, that's where I can structure all of that. That's my expertise. But then there are also our doulas who are our mentors who have, direct expertise in certain areas as well. So It just depends on what you're looking for. But yeah, that was a long old answer. This is such great information. You need to connect with, so Michelle is in Jersey, and we love Michelle. Michelle is in Jersey. She's an NBDA instructor, but she's also a mentor. But T-Boss, you can, if you are trained and you have verification of your training, the first step is become a member of the NBDA. Ashley is a great mentor. Ashley's great. Ashley, I love Ash. I mean, they're all great, and they all have their areas of expertise and focus. And there's no reason why we should be stuck. There's no reason why Black folks should be, and Black BIPOC people should be left behind in this work. We are the work. What the fuck you think they got that shit from? We're the work. Like, what the fuck? You can't get mad at the others who created the. Let me say this differently. You can't get mad at the others because say this differently. Again, what has happened is it was stolen and capitalized on like everything else. That's it. Okay. And that's it. I don't want to minimize that. But we also have to know how to operate within that infrastructure. Okay. And we don't. We operate too much from a communal mindset. It's just changing how we think. That's it. You're right, Joy. It's just like changing how we think. That's all. That's where I shine. That's where I come in. That's where, if you want to learn under me, and this, I'm not even here to promote Tracie and, that training that I haven't even put up yet. But, get a mentor. You don't have to be trained with us to be a member, but if you want to start positioning your business differently, I will say, and our reach is vast, and our reach is, and don't skimp on investing in yourself. And what do I mean? If you have to pay for your mentor, pay for it. Like for real, just pay. You'll be better off for it. Yeah. Yeah. And if you need contracts, we already have doula docs. You don't have to go out and recreate the wheel. You don't. Go to our website, go under shop and click doula docs and get your contracts. Like, don't do it. There are Black people out here who are successful in this work and who are impactful and who are beasts. And I'm one of them. And I know some others that are affiliated with the NBDA. I can just name them, and who I'll be like, y'all won't fuck with them if you ain't for real, like seriously. Like, I wouldn't even mess with them if I wasn't serious. And they are members or mentors or instructors of the NBDA, like for real. And ambassadors now. Like, so yes, like we are literally the shit, and I cannot emphasize that enough. And I can't emphasize that enough. Like, I just cannot emphasize that enough. But I say all of that to say, like, it's about growing. It's about positioning yourself. It's about aligning. It's about forever and always being a student. It's about, unlearning. It's about, humbling yourself enough to know where you need to be introspective and change. It's about making sure that you have good communal relationships, not only working with your clientele, but also working with your peers. Like, people be missing out on, they be like, oh, I'm gonna fuck her over. And she's a professional in this industry, not knowing, like, you don't know who you messing with. Like, for real. Like, be careful with that. Watch how people move. Watch what the fuck people say. Watch that shit. Like, be careful. So when I say you want to make sure that you are moving in good energy, because you want all of that energy to come back to you 10 times fold. Because if you putting some fuck shit out there, guess what's going to come back to you? If you're putting great work out there, and if you're doing impactful work, and if you are moving in good, guess what's going to come back to you? So be careful, because this work, and that's one of the things I hated about this field. I can tell you what I love, and I can tell you what I don't like. It's too cliquish. That's why I don't deal in none of that shit. I don't have time. I think that's a bunch of bullshit. I don't care who you under, how you train. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't care. How you move. That's what I care about. How you treat people. That's what I care about. Oh, thank you. I love your sex doula training. Thank you. There's another training happening September. um, that's what I care about. How are you treating people? What you want to make sure that you leave people better off better than when they came to you. Now, don't get me wrong. I fucked up too, but you should also give the opportunity for somebody to right their wrong. And if you don't give them the opportunity, then you're just as at fault as they are. So you want to make sure that you are also accountable. Hold yourself accountable too. Say, I'm sorry, I messed up. We're only human. And sometimes we say and do shit that we don't even realize is going to hurt other people. But make sure you give somebody the opportunity to right their wrong. Now, if they fuck up again, then okay, this is the nature of your character. This is who you are. But don't ever skimp out on how folks treat their peers in this industry, in this field. Watch that for real, because if anything, that has it has just as much of an impact on how they are with their clients. Like, seriously, just as much. Because people want to, just be cognizant of that. And you don't even have to say nothing. I don't say shit. And don't mistake my kindness for weakness, because what the fuck I am not is weak. I'm not. And it's not even about being weak or meek. It's like I know what to say and what not to say. Because if I say shit, I'm going to fuck up a lot of folks' shit. Like, for real. And I just don't have time. I just choose not to allocate my time in that way. I don't. Yeah. Whole bunch. I said a whole bunch. So today we covered, let me give a recap. Today we covered, how are we expanding? How are we growing? I don't want us to be pigeonholed into this space. The mass exodus is happening. Are you a part of it? Are you not? Black and brown people, primarily Black folks, we have $1.6 trillion buying power in this country. I'm going to say that again. $1.6 trillion. I think Black folks need to take their money and fucking go and watch this shit crumble, because this place and space will not survive without us, primarily Black women. Okay? All right. Number 2 is look at where you are and where you want to go. Look at how you want to grow. Okay. With that being said, what extra support do you need around you to make sure that you are positioning yourself and packaging yourself and your company to the best, to where you can be of greatest impact and influence? Do you need a mentor? Do you need to become a member of the NBDA? Do you need an additional training? Like, all of that. So there's that. That's what I covered today. Number 3, Georgia Mama Care. We have 600 spaces that are available for pregnant people currently in the state of Georgia for free to receive consultation and support through our NBDA doulas in the state of Georgia. 600 birthing people who are pregnant currently that we need to fill out. Okay. Share that with them. Share this with them. Share this live with them, because the link was dropped earlier. I'll probably make sure I put the link in the chat at some point. In the Insta story sometime today. But we have 600 spaces. So if you know somebody who is pregnant and who needs any kind of support, who needs to connect with doulas, who needs any kind of answers or whatever, please make sure that you share this live with them. What else did I say, y'all? Anything else that I miss? I just want to make sure. And then how you treat other people. How do you exit from 9 to 5 to being able to work anywhere? Or how do you exit from, and that's the beautiful thing about this work, is that you can take it anywhere. You can take it anywhere. People are always going to continue to have babies. People are always going to continue to want to procreate. People are always going to continue to expand their families. And as long as you are breathing, that is your human right. And you can put yourself in a position of being of service to them anywhere on this globe. And you do not have to stay in an abusive relationship anymore with this place. That's what I covered today. And I'm going to keep this live, and I want you guys to share this live. And We want to fill up those 600 spaces, and we want to begin to put our businesses in good standing so we can actually be of greater impact, of the greatest impact. Okay. If you guys have any questions, make sure you visit our website. Can somebody drop our website in here, blackdoulas.org? If you want to get trained, all you have to do is actually visit the main website, which is blackdoulas.org, and it'll lead you to our trainings as well. If you want to become members, blackdoulas.org. Yeah. Okay. Does anybody have any questions before I get off up here? I was on here for an hour. Thank you, Lakeisha. Flower City Doula is in Rochester, New York. When I tell you, thank you, Joy. Thank you, Doula Goddess. Thank y'all for dropping it. Yeah. Thank you, Tracie. I needed this. Lakeisha, when I tell you I love everything that you and when I tell you guys are so welcome, Lakeisha, when people have like, I love Lakeisha, folks be just telling me, people volunteer information to me. I don't ask for anything, but when I tell you I'm so proud of the folks that I see out there, I do. I'm so proud of us. I'm so proud of us. You guys are so welcome. I want you guys to be bees. I want to create many Tracies out there. Do you know anyone in Louisville, Kentucky? Go on our website, blackdoulas.org. Please go on our website on blackdoulas.org. If we don't have anybody in Louisville, did I say that right, Louisville? There are doulas who travel. Please don't ever if you connect with somebody, if you like their profile, ask them, would you be willing to travel? Okay. This live was literally what I pray for. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, I love that. I'm glad that I can help you in that way. I'm so glad that I could help you in that way. But yes, there are a lot of our doulas who travel. Yes, you said it right. There are a lot of our doulas who travel. If you are an NBDA doula, if you are a member, and being a member just means that you have your business listed in the directory. It doesn't just, there's other benefits to being a member, but the main thing is that you have your business listed in the directory. With that being said, if you are a doula who is willing to travel, you can go back in your doula profile and change it. So I'm saying that to our doulas too. So if you want to make sure or expand your reach or your company, make sure that you have that information in there. I've been looking to see who I could shadow under, and there are so many Black doulas, but they aren't actively working. Yeah, so there's a difference between mentoring and shadowing, and I'm so glad that you said that. I'm hungry, y'all, and all that talking, now I gotta eat. But mentoring helps you gain the business knowledge of how to work with your clients, how to attract your clients, how to set your business up. Shadowing means that you are actually going to birth with someone. You really honestly don't need that. The best way is to really throw you in there and watch you swim when it comes to doing a birth and working directly with clients. What you need is a mentor, because your mentor is going to teach you, and a good mentor should help you, instruct you how to attain clients, because it's about client acquisition that is going to allow you to be at the birth itself. So you really want to focus on mentorship versus shadowing. Okay. Because the best way to become a doula is actually throwing you in there and watching you swim. But people don't, they think that, I need somebody to go to births under. You don't, you really don't. You need somebody you need mentoring. So focus on the mentorship. So if you look on our website, and you can find mentors on our website, I'll open up my mentorship program. But I just have to do it. I'm priced differently. I'm higher. But the way that I work is different, because I know, I work individually with my clients. I work individually, and I meet weekly when I work with people. I don't offer group mentorship. So, and the reason why for me, I work that way is because your business is is designed around you. And what a lot of people don't realize is what your gifts and talents are is really what you can monetize on. And so I like to try and look and listen to that and pull that out of you and say, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do, and how you can marry your training with your gifts and talents so your business can be tailor designed to you. That's where I come in. So that's how I work. If you guys want to be mentored under me, send an email to our website, put in the subject line, put mentor with Tracie, and we will create a list. So when I create it, you guys will get the e-blast out and we will talk and you'll have the information out. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm not cheap, and it's because and my mentorship, it's business coaching, and then it moves into mentorship. That's another thing. I focus on business development, and it's 3 months. So it's 12 consecutive weeks of one-on-one time with me. And then I move into mentorship. And mentorship, I meet with you monthly, and then I kind of just let you, once I feel that you, okay, good, then I kick you out the nest. But it's a process. Okay. That's how I work with, within my mentorship. And and all of our mentors, and there are some of our mentors like Leah, hers is set up for a year. And so they have them set up differently. It just also depends on what you need and what you're looking for. But I do offer mentorship. Yeah, you don't want to mess with me if you're not really messing with me. Because there's no refunds. Yeah. Yes, and she's amazing. Exactly. So focus on the mentorship. Don't worry about I need somebody to shadow under. You don't. You literally need to be thrown in the water and learn how to swim, because only way you're going to create your doula style, because there's doula philosophy, there's doula approach, and then there's doula style. The only way you're going to create your doula style is actually, working directly with clients over and over, time and time again. And then you create your style of working with your clients. Okay. And I'm from Oakland, and people come to me and they're like, well, what's your blah, 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 blah. I said, look, I'm not Berkeley, I'm Oakland. And Berkeley is, and when I said that, they would just totally laugh, because Berkeleyers like, oh, we're one with the earth and shit. I'd be like, I'm from Oakland, I'm gonna tell you like it is. And people really appreciated how candid and direct I was. But you will learn how to attract the clients that are for you. And that is a time over process. And it's just an art that you have to learn. That's it. It's an art. Okay. All right, you guys. So I'm going to go. I'm going to save this live. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope y'all felt everything that I was saying. Thank you, Joy, for your assistance today. Thank you, Felicia, too. Not Felicia, Lord. Love you, Felicia. Thank you, Lakeisha, for being here and sharing all of that. Can you repeat this again? Doula philosophy approach. So doula philosophy, I'll break it down for you really quick. Doula philosophy is how do you think about birth? I'm going to give you an example. Your doula philosophy and how you think about birth. There are some doulas who will not work with people who are open to medication. That's their doula philosophy. That's how they think about birth. Everything should be natural. Everything should be holistic. And if you choose to operate outside of that manner, if you are open to anything outside of that manner, I'm not the doula for you. That's your philosophy. Your style is, how do you work with your clients? There are doulas who they have to have their doula bag everywhere. When I work with them, I got rid of the doula bag pretty quickly, because I realized that I was the asset. That is, you hire me for my expertise, my brain, my knowledge. I am the value. My style is, I was very direct. But I was great at what I did. So much so that doctors were like, who are you? We want you to work with our patients. And so my clients felt confident in that, because that was my style. My approach is in a certain situation, how am I going to deal with this? So let me see. Let's just say you have a client whose epidural is not working on one side of the body. You call the anesthesiologist in. We need to adjust this. We've turned the body, and with an epidural, it coats both sides of the nerves to go down both sides of the body, the right and the left side. Sometimes the epidural, depending upon the way it's positioned, it does not work, or it does not, work as effectively on one side as it does the other. Call the anesthesiologist and say, you need to change this epidural. He was like, no, I don't see. Yes, you do. You need to change it. He walked out and came back and he says, you're right, I know. He says, you're right, I need to change this epidural. So it's just, you develop that over time. So it's your philosophy, your style, and your approach. And you will learn that. You will learn that over time. But you have to know what that means. And then that's the tip. That's just like that much of birth. Then you have to understand birth physiology. So physiology is, what's the physiology of labor? What is happening internally with the body at every stage of labor? And that's stuff that we go over in our doula trainings. But the physiology is what is happening at every stage of birth. What's the cervix doing? What's the contractions doing? What's the breath doing? What is, what are the signs? What is all of that? And it changes every step of the way. And you want to get so great at your job, it's so great at your work that you can tell by a sound or a smell what stage somebody is in. And that's kind of where I was. I was like, okay, I could tell. By the sound, the repetition, the style of the contraction, the breath, the scent of labor. Like, okay, it's kind of almost like being, like I was exercising all of my senses when it came to birth. That's why it's like, I'm not specific to like mentoring around birth because it's easy. To me, it's easy. Let me stop that. To me, it's easy because I've done it for so long and it's second nature, and like I'm a midwife by trade, and also the fact that I've done a gazillion births. But you have to understand the breakdown of things. And then after birth physiology, you also have to understand postpartum physiology. And then like, what does postpartum look like? So there's all kinds of facets to it. And then there's fertility. Fertility is its own expertise. So nothing is to be taken lightly when it comes to working with birthing people. Nothing whatsoever, because it is and I always get chills when I talk about it, but transition is my absolute favorite part of labor. Like, I love transition. I love seeing an unmedicated body in transition, and you cannot take that lightly, because that is the thinnest veil of all time. That is when a soul, two of them, are deciding to come or go. And you being the doula, you have to understand how to maneuver that, what to look out for from a physical aspect of labor. What are the danger signs? What are the healthy signs? What do heart tones sound like? What's a healthy heart tone? What is the range of heart tones? What are D cells? What's the difference between early and late D cell? All of that. So when I talk about understanding the physiology of labor, you really have to get into that. You have to understand what is normal blood flow or normal bloody show during the course of labor, and what is a sign of a placental abruption. You have to understand and know what all of that is. All of that is. Yeah, Joy. It's like you have to understand what all of that is, and all of that comes with over time. This is why I'm not an advocate of rushing your training versus getting actual practical experience behind you, because that is where you are going to learn all of that. And this is why mentorship is so important, because mentorship will help you gain your clients. It'll help you set up your business so you can be present for your clients. So, and if you don't make sure you you can do all of the reading, but take a medical terminology class or study medical terminology, because medical terminology as it pertains to birth, you are going to need that. You are going to need all of it. So don't negate the actual practical, the academia behind that, what you need to be great. But also we want to complement that with practical experience. And then we want to wrap that into a nice little bow, package it up into great customer service. And how do you get great at all of that? It's consistency and time. But you also have to make sure that you are positioning yourself in a way that you stand out, and putting yourself underneath or side by side unto other people who are doing great work. And how do you gain impact and influence? All of that. Like all of that. And if you are not doing that, then you're doing yourself a disservice. And then you are also doing potential clients a disservice. And then you want to make sure that if that is what if you're not in it to that degree, because it's not going to feel good all the time. Birth ain't pretty. It's not pretty. And a lot of y'all get into this field like, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. And I'm just going to help all these people have pretty babies. And it's just going to be an amazing birth experience. No, birth is not pretty. It's not. Birth is messy. Birth is messy, and there are beautiful birth experiences, absolutely. And you can create a beautiful birth experience in or out of a hospital. Yes, absolutely. But birth itself is messy, and you have to understand how to change the trajectory of somebody's birthing process. If you don't see a danger warning, if you see a danger warning sign and you say, hold on, before we get there, we can do this, we can do this, we can try this, and then avoid that, that's where your style comes in. That's where your level of expertise gets exercised. But most of the time, folks just get in it because they say, oh, because I saw this shit and, on YouTube or Instagram, and it's just always going to be, peaches and cream, and it's not. And when they find out they really have to work at it, they get discouraged. But the good get great by sticking in it and being impactful and helpful and changing somebody's life, and saving somebody's life. And then when you Black and you dealing with the bullshit that comes along in Western medicine and the bureaucracy that your clients have to face and dealing with that systematic fucking oppression, it's just like, good God. And oftentimes people don't understand how to deal in that space. So you also have to get good at that. Not only get good, you have to get great at that. You have to get great at recognizing bullshit. You have to get great at that. You have to get great at recognizing, so you can, in a sense, arm your clients or protect your clients or guide your clients, because it's not your job to make decisions for your clients. It is your job to give them all of the information so they can make the best informed decision for themselves. But you have to have the information for them to give. If you don't have that, then you're not an asset. You have to be worth more than your weight in gold when it comes to this work, because if you're not, it will cost somebody their life. And this work is life or death. Birth does not always end in life. And that's the issue that people like, oh my God, I didn't realize it was going to be as hard as it is. Yes, this shit is hard. It's hard as hell. That's why when I tell you, people who have been in it, us who have been in it for 10 years or 15 years or 20 years plus, we tired. So it's like, you want to make sure that you get underneath somebody who is willing to give you their all of the jewels that it takes to be great. Great people pass information on. Like when I get on live, I get on here and I share information for free. I get on here and I share information for free. Then it's up to you to do with it what you may. And some people may sit on it. Some people may not. They may sit and just be like, okay, well, whatever. Some people are action takers. Some people become, may decide, oh, this is or this is not for me, whatever. But it's up to you. I get on here and I share information for free because I believe information is meant to be shared. I do. Now, if you want to pay for my one-on-one time, that's totally different. But information is meant to be shared. So we need to take the fairy tale out of birth. Birth is beautiful and it's meant to be beautiful, but there's a way to curate it and protect it so it can be, because it's sacred. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. And in doing so, you have to make sure that you decipher and you prepare your clients for the best birth experience that they can have. And a lot of people sell them a dream and then they realize that they didn't get the dream that they bought. Then it's like, okay, then there's something is wrong. And we have to also make sure that we are educating the partners. Stop just educating the birthing person, because it's the partner in you that are going to be working simultaneously with one another. It is not, you're going to be working for the birthing person, but it's going to be you and that partner. So stop sleeping on that partner. Stop. Like, it's the partner that is going to, they're going to be the most skeptical ones in the beginning. Usually. And then they're going to be the one singing your praises in the end. I promise you. So make sure that you are never doing an appointment, a consultation without a partner present. And sometimes people are birthing, as solo parents, and that's fine too. But if there's a partner present, that partner needs to be involved every step of the way. Every step of the way. Every time you give information, that partner needs to be present. I don't care if it's through an email thread. I don't care if it's through a text message thread. I don't care if it's at an appointment. That partner needs to be present. And a lot of y'all be sleeping on the partners. It's like, why y'all sleeping on the partners? They are the ones. If you know how I knew I was doing a great job? You know how I knew I was doing a great job is when the partner was doing all of the work. What does that mean, Tracie? It means that I empowered the partner so much and I gave the partner so many tools that they felt comfortable and confident enough to show up for their person. And I was right there when they needed me. That's how you know so don't sleep on the partners. And the partner also has to know the warning signs, the danger signs, what to look out for. They have to, because they're going to be the closest person to that birthing person to identify that. But if they are not armed with the information, then what the fuck are you doing? So stop sleeping on the partners, y'all. Stop. I've dropped so many gems this morning. Okay, I know I need to go get my nails done. Y'all just stop. Stop sleeping on the partners. And there are so many partners who have lost their birthing person, who have lost their partners. There are so many partners who have lost their birthing person, who have lost their wives, who have lost their girlfriends. And I just wish that I was there. I swear on everything that I love. Like, if I had given them the shit that I know for a fact that those women would be here. Oh God, that's gonna make me cry. I know for a fact that those women would be here. Like, for real. I know for a fucking fact. So many partners, if they just had an inkling of what I knew, or if I was a part of that birth team for them, I know for a fact that those women would be here. So stop sleeping on the partners, y'all. Like, for real. Because, baby, the birth person has the biggest job to do. So you have to make sure that the closest people to them are just as knowledgeable and empowered as you are, almost, as they are. Like, for real. So I'm gonna get off. I keep saying that. I'm gonna get off. So yeah, because like, you want to be great at your work. And then at the end of that, I keep saying, but I got this last thing to say. Once you have successfully supported your clients, get those partner reviews. Because those partner reviews, and ask them, can you please leave a review or a testimonial that I can apply to my website or apply to my Google page or apply to my Yelp page. When I tell you, it's the client reviews that will number one, they'll keep you working. They'll keep you paid, but it's those partner reviews that make the biggest impact. They make the biggest impact because oftentimes the partners are the hardest to convince to hire birthing professionals outside of the medical team. But when you have partner reviews or testimonials, because they're not your words, you can create your website to say whatever the hell it is you want to say, but you can't you can if you want to falsify stuff, but we don't want to do that. We don't want that kind of energy on our business. We want everything that we put out there for our business to be genuine and authentic. So with that being said, when you have your clients create partner reviews and it's good as gold, I swear. So stop sleeping on the partners. You treat those partners just as well. And you ever do consultations or appointments without those partners present. Never. Thanks, Joy. ever. All right, y'all, I gotta go. I think I'm giving myself a headache. All right, I'm gonna go. But I hope this helps somebody. Okay, I hope this helps someone. And I'm gonna go for real. All right, y'all. I will try and see you next Monday. You guys will always know. You guys will always know when I come and do a live, because I'm going to schedule it. And I try to do my lives Monday mornings like 10 o'clock. Okay. So just so you kind of know when to look out for me. Once in a blue moon, I'll hop on at a different time, but usually I try to do them at the same time to be consistent. It ain't gonna be every Monday, but because now we have the ability, you're welcome, you guys, to schedule lives on IG. I always schedule it when you know it's gonna be me. If you guys are meeting me for the very first time, my name is Tracie Collins. I'm the CEO and I did not say that at all today. I'm the CEO and the founder of the NBDA, but I don't do this alone. My company is ran by amazing people, and it has amazing members, and it has amazing instructors and mentors, and and so that's who I am. All right, y'all. Thank you, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.